Of course, we have
Oi.
our natural host, Mark, and we have our guest host, Reverend, also real minister, Mr. Rogue himself, Colin. How you doing?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey,
What a gentlemanly open, you know?
Keep talking. I want to see if this is actually working on Twitch.
Okay. Well, we had to have this episode. It was perfectly timed to have Smithers not on this episode because, you know, he would have brought down the level of gentleman in the room, which is all the rooms that we are in currently, because we're actually streaming. Everyone else is streaming right now in different rooms. But what games is Colin, Reverend Rogue, playing right now? What's the hot game? I need to know.
It's a great question. It's been, I don't know, gaming's been in a fun spot, I think, for the past couple of months. You're going to see, I think that you're going to see kind of the new COD League just started off this weekend in Minnesota, the first round. They're going to more of a city-based style of tournament play going forward. So I think that you'll start to see like Call of Duty start coming back into the forefront a little bit. You've kind of heard some, or I guess lack thereof, news regarding Fortnite recently. I just read that they are switching to an entirely new universal engine for the way that their characters move and shoot and play. So I think that game is going to be undergoing a fundamental change over the next few months, which is why you haven't heard a lot of news around Fortnite. Apex Legends just went into their AGL tournament qualifiers, which is their new $12 million yearly tournament series. Open qualifiers were yesterday. And I think they extended them to some extent, so you'll see some more information coming out about that over the next few weeks.
It's crazy to think that a game that's free to play is just offering $12 million a year now to somebody that plays it. You know, same with Fortnite though. Just weird to think that that's like the way that they're still like they're crushing it so much that they can give away just $12 million. No big deal.
Yeah, Ninja's still playing Fortnite.
Yeah, he is. He's still playing it. He's he's made his move over to Mixer and. Along with a couple other notable names in the gaming universe, I think that move for them was more lucrative on the contract front. And I think that Microsoft is definitely bleeding cash in terms of, paying those guys. I don't know if they've necessarily gotten close to the break even for the number of viewers and sponsor or subscriptions that would be required to replace what they were making or what they're paying them to come over and stream on their platform. But the last one. Oh, go ahead.
Give me the underground game that no one's playing that needs to be played.
So, yeah, the underground game right now is becoming a lot less underground. And I've actually taken a deep dive into what's called Escape from Tarkov. And this is a beta. It's currently in beta. It's been out for about a year and a half. A Russian developer is putting this piece of work together. And
what do you need to escape a Siberian prison? And
yeah, more or less. That's what ends up happening. It's a super interesting approach to a first-person shooter and RPG style experience.
RPG style. It's not. Is it? I thought it was more like a battle royale style, or no?
I think it's got some some components of a battle royale. But moral of the story for this game is you go in with your character. You can pick guns and equipment to bring in. Very, very realistic. You get dropped into what they call a raid, and then you have anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to get out. You fight players along the way, you fight bots along the way, and if you die in the raid, you lose everything that you brought in.
Ooh, so it has that high risk involved.
Yeah, it is definitely high risk. It's high reward. It's by far the most realistic game I've ever played. I'm talking. Is it easy? No, definitely not easy. It's an exceptionally challenging game. The gun mechanics are exceptionally realistic to the extent where you have to take the clip out of your weapon, reload it with actual bullets, and it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 at a time. Load the gun back up, then go back to shooting. If your gun gets shot in the game, it can break. If you get, if you fall from too high, you can break your leg and you have to put a splint on it. If you get shot in the arm and you're bleeding out, you've got to actually bandage up. Otherwise, you'll continuously lose health as you go along. Is
there a HUD?
No,
there's no map.
There's no map. There's no indicators. There are no hit markers. There's no kill feed. It is you staring at a beautifully rendered section of whatever the city of Tarkov has to offer in this circumstance, and whatever raid you go into. Even if you go in with a teammate, there's no team indicator So, you spawn in and you think,
Friendly fire.
oh shit, didn't realize my buddy was wearing a cowboy hat. Turn around, I bopped him in the head. Well, sorry, buddy, your stuff's mine now. So
you cowboy bebopped him.
Cowboy bebop them. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I think that's it's gaining a ton of traction on Twitch. It's been one of the most viewed gaming I think experiences over the last couple of weeks. Right now, if I were to look at Twitch, 115,000 viewers on Escape from Tarkov. Fortnite currently sitting at 88,000.
I actually watched a guy on Facebook Live playing that Escape from Tarkov, and I was like, I don't know, it's like it was kind of boring to watch, but at the same time, I was just so infatuated by it. Like, he was just crouching and slowly moving and just talking to his teammate. He's like, all right, you need to slowly creep down that way, down the hall, and look for this guy. And it was just like 2-on-2 battles.
And yeah, it's absolutely insane.
How much is it here? Do we know?
Yeah, you can. So it's currently in beta mode. So they've got different quote unquote levels of support.
Okay, nice.
It'll offer you different levels of in-game rewards when you purchase at different levels. You can get in, I think, for the least expensive at about $40 and pay all the way up to about $120 or something of that nature.
Oh, looks really realistic just from the website itself.
Yeah, and it's Russian developers, so some of the ways that they've typed things in and in their little prompts as you're getting into the game is kind of funny. Definitely worth checking it out if you haven't seen it yet. Find it on Twitch again. That's Escape from Tarkov.
Holy shit! Yeah, well, Colin, thanks for joining again. For our listeners, Colin is the all-around gamer. Colin, how you feeling about joining our D&D next week?
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it. So I've been I was raised in a household with a brother who's 10 years older than me, and growing up in the 90s, kind of when video game systems hadn't quite made their rise to stardom yet, D&D was the game of choice for him and his friends. And so I witnessed multiple events, late nights where they were down there just screaming their heads off and rolling dice. So I'm excited to kind of go back to my roots a little bit. And
would they let you join in, or would they tell you to get the fuck out of the basement?
No, so neither. They didn't let me join, but I wasn't kicked out. So I was able to watch and learn and kind of gain an appreciation for it. So I think that the nostalgia that D&D kind of brings back to the table is something that a lot of people are looking forward to right now. And Joe pulled a lever, DMing for us here is, and I think he was on the show a couple weeks ago. So, listeners probably recognize that name, but, I sat down with him and talked character creation to get, my character up and running. And I couldn't be more excited to get it rolling, literally and figuratively.
Nice pun. Look at us so gentlemanly, just getting right down to business. No bullshitting like dumbass Smithers. Sorry for cussing. I apologize, gentlemen. Can you bleep that out? That wasn't very gentlemanly.
Not gentlemanly. We'll get into being very gentlemen's at the end of this episode when we review it. Yeah, the D&D game is going to be freaking awesome, though.
And we're live streaming that, right?
Yeah, we're going to live stream. We're setting that up in the next couple of days or so. But yeah, Joe was actually invited to supposedly DM Joe Manganiello's Dungeons and Dragons game when he's here for the D&D Expo that they have in Chicago.
Dude, when I watched that clip of him just dominating, just playing like the ultimate villain at the end there, just straight
talking
business.
About Joe Manganiello, yeah,
straight business, takes the hand, teleports out, just like the most pro thing. I was jaw dropped. I loved it.
That clip is astonishing.
It's brilliant just to know the lore behind it. It's just been 2 years like in the making. He's on as like a guest for like 6 weeks or something like that. At the end, just snakes them all. Oh, it's brilliant. I love it.
Have you guys been seeing? Do you follow him on Instagram? Have you seen his like dungeon in the basement that he has, his setup?
For
D&D.
You haven't? It's amazing. It's actual Game of Thrones basement.
It's so badass. And then they just have casually Vince Vaughn chilling in the background. So Vince Vaughn's playing with them. Tom Morello guitars from, I think, what is he? Rage Against the Machine is in there.
That's incredible.
Dude, can you imagine awesome. Vince Vaughn's silver tongue trying to like make a character and do weird stuff would be amazing.
Do you see Vince Vaughn there just on the computer chilling?
Back left.
Yeah.
I just watched Vince Vaughn's movie, that Cell Block on Amazon Prime. It was such a snoozer. I can't believe Smithers actually described it perfectly. It's just a lot of it is just him driving in his Trans Am, just driving music. looking in the rearview mirrors. And
In the rear view.
Like, come on, do something. Talk. He's not even talking. He's just like poorly beating up cars. Spot
awesome.
on.
All right, let's get into I want to start by going into our Chumpcademy Awards. We talked about this a little bit, and we've just been dragging our feet. We finally have our categories for the Chumpcademy Awards for I guess this is regarding 2019, but we'll call them the 2020 Chumpcademy Awards. I think that's the proper way to do it.
Absolutely.
So let me go through these categories with you guys. Tell me what you think if you have any nominees that come to mind. The first one we have here is Best New to Streaming. I think this is
The
pretty.
Boys.
This
Has to be
is
The Boys, right?
I don't know. It could be Witcher. It
Ooh.
could be Watchmen.
The Mandalorian, I guess. I didn't really
What do you
personally
mean?
like that.
Mandalorian will for sure be there. You didn't like The Mandalorian?
I think it was fine, but I thought The Boys was better. I thought Watchmen was better. I thought Righteous Gemstones was underrated. Like, there's a lot of other HBO shows that we don't talk about.
Yeah.
That's
what about
good.
you,
Okay.
Colin?
The Witcher's gonna take it for me. Not
You think
close.
so?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I went and immediately got the audiobooks and played through
Did
the
you
game.
get the game?
Yeah,
Amazing.
I became the biggest fanboy of all time of Henry, and it's my new favorite. So
I went into Barnes and Noble a couple of weeks ago, and I was looking for Blood Elves, and I'm like, where the fuck is like your Witcher section? Because I knew they were gonna have a section set up. They're like, we just ran out of Blood Elves. I'm like, what the fuck? Who runs out of a book at a bookstore? Like, I guess
hot
it's that,
good item, baby.
it's that hot right now. I was kind of blown away.
well, season 2 already in production is really good to hear. So
That is a
Yeah.
good sign. Did that happen before it launched, or did that happen afterwards?
it was before. I think they were signed on for 2.
Yeah.
Tasty. All right, they're gonna get real nice with some of those CGI effects.
All right. Next category, we have most underrated movie of 2019. Brick, any come to mind? I think I would go with Ready or Not. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, and I was kind of caught off guard how much I liked it.
You know, I'd have to go back and look. Maybe Peanut Butter Falcon. I loved that movie. I thought it was super good. Parasite, but I don't know if it's underrated anymore. Everyone's like, you got to see it.
Right.
I think it is I think you can call it underrated in America because unless you're really into film, I still feel like you're not going to take a chance on that movie since it's in subtitles.
Exactly. Everyone I'm talking to is like, yeah, it's super good, but they're like, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read right now. You know, like it has to be like a good moment. Usually, I feel like you just watch it alone. That's just because you can focus in on the movie, lock in. But you know,
Colin, have you seen Parasite? Considering you are a huge anime guy, do you watch all anime in dub, or do you actually watch some subtitled anime?
Are you
I
purist?
only watch subtitles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't watch any dubbed.
he's purist. He's a purist. Okay.
I just
Can you speak Japanese yet?
No, but I know some words and phrases. I have been learning.
So yeah, that your theory.
But
is
I got the
continued.
gozaimasu. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I can pick up on some words and phrases, but I definitely can't speak it. I have not seen Parasite yet. I've actually got that added to a list. I've got a little list coming up for a trip I'm going to be taking in a couple of months, and I've got a couple that I'm going to get downloaded and purchased and ready to rock and roll for. So that's on there.
Jojo Rabbit is another one that I want to see. I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like it's been in theaters forever.
Yeah, it's been out there for a while. I haven't
It's
seen
still
that
in
one.
theaters.
Smithers was the only one to watch that movie.
I think he liked it too.
And even though it's been nominated for a lot, I would agree that it's underrated. Not many people have seen it from who I know.
Yeah, no, and great concept.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll get into the next category here. I have best villain, either in movie or TV. I don't know. Did
Is
we
the
have
Joker
any?
even a villain? Is the Joker a villain? Really? He's kind of the.
I don't think we should have the
anti-hero.
Joker.
I don't think
we
so
should have
either.
the Joker there.
I think it's a little too.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you can do the Joker on that.
The best villain of 2019 has got
Palpatine?
to
Probably
be-
not.
No, I would. I mean,
Would you give it to Palpatine? I would.
I mean that's just like the
Billy from Stranger Things. He was pretty good.
That's a good one
that's
actually.
a really
Yeah.
solid one. I like that.
What about the guy from The Boys, the Superman figure?
Homelander.
Homelander.
I think
He'd
that's
be
a
another
good
good
one.
one.
I could also go Ice King.
For Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And I wish he had more of an impact. I don't know.
Wasn't his name Night King? Night King,
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. I could. Well, he should be in there, I guess. Who else we got?
Was there any like real slimy type of villain that was just backstabbing people, either in a TV or movie? I can't think. There's usually one.
Yeah,
They killed Littlefinger in season 7.
Yeah, Littlefinger
True.
would have been a good one 2 years ago or whenever it
What are
was.
some other big like Watchmen? I mean, how do we even know? That one's kind of a little confusing, convoluted, so we won't get into that. I don't know. We'll open it up to the Discord / the Instagram and Twitter.
And I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start posting these to our story too, and give them the option to just write a comment and see what kind of ideas people have for these categories.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Next category though is movie from 2019 that needs a sequel.
I wish The Gentleman could be available for this.
That's a 2020 though.
We'll get into it later, which was awesome.
What about Knives Out? I think that would be a good one.
They are getting a sequel, right?
Are they?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I missed that. No.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a sequel.
I would like to. This is going to be kind of a curveball, but I'd like to see them take, maybe not even necessarily a sequel, but I'd like to see them expand upon the Detective Pikachu universe, and I'd like to actually go like the live action, like animated version of like Ash's story.
I like that. It was campy, but it should have been, and I had a good time at that.
I like the movie, and I think that you could really sell a lot of tickets and fill a lot of seats if you did bring like an Ash like arc to that universe that they created.
I think that Mr. Mime scene was probably the most hilarious scene for me in 2019.
It was excellent. That was so excellent.
That was
like threatening to light him on fire. Yeah.
That was well crafted. I'm trying to think. I would honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing another like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood style, but based off of like alternative history.
Yeah.
Because, they had the timeline. Oh, you know what they are? I thought that I heard that they're actually making like a bounty hunter show, like based off of like the bounty hunter show from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I might have heard that correctly, but I'd love to see that. That'd be hilarious. I'm all about the nostalgia. So maybe something with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would be mine, just for off the cuff answer here.
I'm looking through movies right now just to see if there's anyone that we're completely missing that would.
We're guaranteed we're completely missing some bangers.
Alita Battle Angel, that would have been probably in my top 15 for 2019. It was still a pretty well put together movie. It's a James Cameron movie. I wouldn't mind going to see a sequel for that. What else we have? Glass? Hell no, I don't need another M. Night Shyamalan sequel to that storyline. That wouldn't technically be a sequel though, because the third movie now? How about Godzilla?
Aren't we getting one? We're getting isn't it Godzilla versus King Kong? I thought.
Jesus.
Maybe. There's like Shazam too. Shazam wasn't a bad DC movie.
I actually really liked Shazam. I was almost gonna put the two kids as in our next category, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Shazam is gonna get a sequel though. I think it doesn't come out till like 2022. Anyways, all right, let's get to the next category and final category here. This is our number 6 category is best team up for movie and TV. And we talked about this a little bit, Brick. I think you have to go with The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda.
That's a good one. I mean,
the best team up. Wow.
It's like the odd, or we could do like, I kind of like the Odd Couple kind of.
But do John Wick and his Pitbull. It's another good team up.
That bangs.
I would say
the two kids from Shazam. I liked that little duo.
What was it? This series or this season of? Might not have been this season of Stranger Things where curly-haired fat guy, short kid,
and Steve.
Hell
yeah! No, that's brilliant.
This is when the relationship really blossomed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because they had their own little mini story, or I guess their whole story.
They had a whole arc in that series.
Exactly. I did when I was walking out for my friend's wedding. That stuff just came out, so we did the lightsaber handshake when we did the walkouts for like the reception.
Very well done.
Went over brilliantly. It was
So
He's
you're
so
saying,
good.
Colin, you're saying Dustin and Steve.
Dustin
That's
and
what you're
Steve. Yep.
They're
I forgot
standing up
Dustin's
and
name.
when they slice each other open.
Yeah,
exactly.
Guts, that is a good one. All right. All right, so those are the categories we have for the 2020 Chumpcademy Awards. To
Also,
our
if you
listeners
guys
out, go ahead.
Think of any. Give us some shout outs. We'll see if there's any other categories before we actually solidify the list here.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say is
Cool.
to our listeners, if you have any more categories, but we really need help with the nominees. So start sending us messages on all social media platforms for the nominees for the 6 categories. Thank you very much. All right.
Dope.
Trailers. Had you guys watched some trailers this week? None of them, in my opinion, were mind-blowing. We'll get into the first one I have here is Vivarium. This is typical Jesse Eisenberg being Jesse Eisenberg. And other than that, what the fuck is going on? I guess
I'm a sucker for the Pleasantville style, like creepy, airy, like eerie kind of town, which is 100% this. But I also like at the end kind of how they're dealing with this little shitty person kid that like, is like basically a demon spawn when you really think about it. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I would go see it if it's like in a weird week.
Yeah.
I just thought does it come out in June? I wouldn't want to see it if it's a summer blockbuster, really.
Yeah, so this
Like
does
October or something. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, this does give that thriller type vibe. It's what we have is a young couple looking for the perfect home, and they find themselves trapped in a mysterious labyrinth-like neighborhood that they can't escape.
Where all the houses look the same, and it's like a Pleasantville style,
I want to see more of this actress, whoever she is, with Jesse Eisenberg. Her name is Imogen Poots, probably the cutest name I've ever heard in my life. So I would like seeing her more in movies, so I can just be like, oh, you see that new Imogen Poots movie?
Imogen, IMOGENPOOTS. Imogen Poots. Her middle name is Gay. Imogen Gay Poots is an English actress. She played Tammy in the post-apocalyptic science fiction horror film 28 Weeks Later. Can you repeat that for me, Mark?
Imogen Poots. Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm
Colin,
out on that movie. Get that thing away from me.
Are you just scared of anything that's not even horror? Like if it's any type of weird thriller type eerie movie, you're not into it?
I just don't need that. Yeah.
Reverend Rogue is the Reverend from The Walking Dead who's like, I don't want to do violence. It's like, bro, you're in a post-apocalyptic situation.
No, that's not right. I don't like horror movies. I've talked about this before on the podcast that if I'm going to spend 2 hours of my time getting to choose the emotion that I feel based on the content I'm consuming, I'm sure as fuck not going to choose scared.
Then why the fuck do you watch Attack on Titan all the time?
Because that was interesting. That was
the
interesting to
most
me.
gruesome, disturbing anime of all time.
Yeah, and it was weird, but it wasn't scary. I wasn't like scared. I was like, it was gross to an extent, but like I wasn't like jumping out of my chair like, oh, scared. It's just like at the end of the day, I don't want to like sit there for 2 hours and watch something where I feel like I should close my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I stopped Attack on Titan because I was deep into one of my bodybuilding diets, and I was like, everyone's starving, people are dying, and this is just super depressing, and it's already making me feel more depressed.
I've had 400 calories today. I can't fucking watch this.
When they're like they're sharing like a fucking crumb of bread, I'm just like, I'm out. I'm fucking done. I'm done.
You're just like, I'm hungry. I'm actually hungry.
Actually, I can't even eat that bread. Damn it.
Yeah,
I relate too much to their actual human suffering right now.
It's funny that you say that. Check out my coffee mug.
Ooh,
That's a weird looking mug. Is it like kind of?
It's more like a Stein.
It's a Stein. It's Attack on Titan Stein. All right. So that was we got a little off topic, whatever. This one is written and directed by Jon Stewart. That's
big.
It's politically focused, I would say. And we have Topher Grace in this,
Steve Carell,
Michael Scott. And I think this is the first time we've seen Topher Grace in anything since Black Klansman.
Black Mirror. He had an episode in Black Mirror.
That's true. He did have an episode in Black Mirror. So essentially, a Democrat strategist helps a retired veteran run for mayor in a small conservative Wisconsin town. I don't know. I don't enjoy movies like this. I could care less. What about you guys?
Who is the female actress in this? The female lead.
So female lead is Mackenzie Davis, I believe. Oh, no. You're talking. Yeah. Is it Mackenzie Davis? I think so. No, that's not who you're talking about. She's pretty good looking, right?
Yeah. She plays the wife in the All This Snow movie. Get Him to the Greek.
Rose Byrne or Byron? Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, that type of flick doesn't really do it for me.
She's Australian.
Yeah.
Somebody say Australian.
Oh, looky here. That's not a knife. Sorry.
That being said, yeah, those types of flicks don't really get it done for me. Yeah, I don't know. Probably would be a pass.
You don't take any solace in the fact that it's Jon Stewart. You guys didn't watch the Daily Show when it was good.
I did, but the trailer didn't give me any Daily Show vibes.
Okay.
I didn't really get his humor transported into this, universe that he created, unfortunately.
Okay. Fair.
All right, next one up. I told you I'm whatever. This is whatever for me.
Yeah. No, go ahead next.
Next up is The Undoing. This is another upcoming HBO series. Nicole Kidman, and I feel like she's always in these new drama type HBO series. She was in what's that one?
Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Liars. Yes. Thank you, Brick.
No
this is about the life of a successful therapist in New York begins to unravel at the eve of publishing her first book. I believe this is based on a book itself. I don't know who it's written by. It's this. I don't know. Like I said, Nicole Kidman, she's fine in these sorts of shows and movies that she does, but this is one that Smithers will absolutely hate and not want to watch.
Exactly. Smith. Yeah, if you guys were watching the live stream, it's just shoulder shrugs and wincing faces, and that's kind of the same look that I'm getting because I Nicole Kidman doesn't do it for me. But I mean, Hugh's in here, right? He's in our current movie.
Our boy Hugh.
I was just gonna say that that's the only reason I'm excited for this is because we're starting to get more Hugh Grant, and after The Gentleman, I fucking 100% want more Hugh Grant.
Dude, I'm surprised The Gentleman is. I think IGN gave it a bad review.
Dude, I'm not
getting some bad reviews from it.
We'll obviously we'll talk about it later. That's what our review's about. But The Gentleman, in my opinion, was pretty slow to start, and I was like, I hope it just doesn't keep doing this. But it really fucking picks up. It really picks up, though.
Yeah, but anyway.
Okay. Anyways, last trailer of the week is Spencer Confidential. This is a Mark Wahlberg Netflix series with Post Malone. We get in the first trailer.
Dude, and Winston Duke.
This is Post Malone's first cameo in any TV or film, I think.
Really?
Right?
No, he's been in something else. I had to have seen him in something else.
I don't think so.
I'll look it up, but go ahead, continue.
Not like this. But anyways, Mark Wahlberg, ex-felon and former police detective, returns to Boston, and it's now unraveling, and it's this criminal underworld type shit happening, and there's a twisted murder conspiracy. That's what I got from it. We also have what's his name? I always forget it. Bokeem Woodbine. He was from no, not Bokeem Woodbine. Who's the guy from Black Panther? What's his name? Can't think of it right now. Yeah, Winston Duke. You had it. Sorry.
Yeah, Winston Duke. Yeah.
I completely fucked up that. But yeah, Winston Duke's in this. I'm more so excited to see him in it than Mark Wahlberg.
I think they are going to have a nice little dynamic duo 2020 nomination, potentially. I think Mark Wahlberg does pretty good in these weird buddy kind of situations. That's just his role, I feel like, the last 10 years, you know? Mm-hmm. Will Ferrell, he's done it with he did a couple times with Will Ferrell, actually.
A teddy bear?
A teddy bear, yeah, Ted. He's good at getting overly irritated. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's his nature, right? Look where he's from in his accent, and
exactly
he's playing that character, and that character is actually him. So
lock it in I'm pumped to see it.
Yeah, that'll be I'll watch that for sure. It's a Netflix flick, so that's easy.
Even better. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm for this one too. Mark Wahlberg. I enjoy the stupid fucking hero type Mark Wahlberg films, you know? I mean, they're usually based on true stories. I feel like his last 5 films were based on true stories. Like he was in the one American Sniper he was in, but he's always the American hero in whatever he does.
He wasn't an American Sniper, was he?
Oh no, that was the Chris Kyle one. What was the other one? That was
he was in
on,
the
Marcus
Lone
Luttrell.
Survivor.
Marcus Luttrell. Yeah, that was Lone Survivor.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
The fighter, was that based off a true story? Had body. Is that movie?
The fighter
that's a
was
different
probably
movie.
based on a true story, I would assume.
Ted, obviously.
Ted was, yeah. We're waiting for our fucking our number 3 of Ted, aren't we? Do you think they're ever going to make one of those?
I doubt it.
If they think they can make $1 million, yeah.
I didn't realize he was a executive producer for Boardwalk Empire.
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does all those shows. He did Made in America, which I would have liked to see a couple extra seasons of that.
He did Made in America too? How to Make It in America.
How to Make It in America.
There you go. Yeah, that was pretty good. I remember watching it. Only had 16 episodes.
I want to say he was a producer on Ballers. Maybe not, though. He always has his hands into these like HBO shows.
Right. He does.
Real bro. Yeah, he was an executive producer on Ballers. Him and The Rock.
Dope.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into some news.
Patriots Day, Deepwater Horizon were the other two that you were kind of talking about, right? Those
Yes.
real stories.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So first of all,
Painting
Brick,
game.
who has the 2 Super Bowl teams right now?
I have one of them, I believe. The Chiefs. I have the Chiefs. And then who has the 49ers?
I don't think I have the 49ers.
I think it
it's
might
you,
be
Smithers.
Smithers.
God damn it. God damn it.
Cats.
All right, if you win, you have to make Smithers go see it. He always fucking weasels his way out of fucking bets.
Yeah, no.
But I do more.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Anyways, first set of news right here. This is fucking life-changing. Vine is kind of back, I guess.
What are you talking about? Vine is kind of back.
Well, there's a new app. There's a new app called Byte that just released. Twitter users.
How do you spell it?
It is called
BYTE.
BYTE.
Figured.
So it's technically not Vine, but it has the same features. It's those. What was Vine? 30 seconds?
7 seconds.
They started with like 6.
6, and it went to like 30, didn't it, or 20 or something?
Yeah. Then they upped the number.
6 was always the classic. So questions for you guys. Were you guys avid Vine users like I was?
I think I probably came like a little bit late to the party. I mean, I had it and looked at it, made a couple videos, but I never fully grasped it. But you guys probably were more Viners than me.
I loved it. I was fully ingrained and have been fully ingrained in meme culture for the last 5 to 6 years, and Vine was a heavy contributor to number one, I think my dive into meme culture and my rise to status as meme lord.
The dive that just became an overall obsession with all the fucking meme type Vines. I could watch like those 20-minute YouTube videos all day of just the old Vines. So good.
Dude, and like you think about nowadays, you lay down and you like, oh, I got lost on Instagram in bed for 15 minutes before I fell asleep. Like I would be fucking watching Vines until 3 in the goddamn morning every night and like wondering why I was tired the next day.
Dude, I wouldn't just be watching Vines. I would be creating Vines. Like my favorite ones were like you literally do like half-second clips. So you can do like a snake where you're just like laying down at different parts of the room and it looks like you're slithering across the room. You ever do those?
Yeah.
I did not. I did not do any of the creating of Vines. I only consume them.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would.
It's weird because there was with that short period of time, there was such a vast, majority of weird, dumb things you could do with it.
Yeah.
Shortcuts. Like they don't have many video features that have that option anymore.
So
Hopefully Byte's back.
Well, you too, Colin. While Brick and I, though, when we were at Eastern, Vine was at its peak. and you would get respect for making vines. Like everyone would follow each other, and if you came out with a sick vine, like somebody you didn't even know would just come up to you and be like, "Yo, dude, that vine you had the other day was fucking hilarious." Just like Vine brought everyone together. It was
You
great.
guys were clout farming before clout farming was a thing.
Exactly.
I wasn't. I was never that. I never created. I was strictly on the consumption side of things. But there were some, just some incredible artists out there who've actually made it really, really big in the world because of Vine.
Like Danny Lepiore or Lepiore.
No, well, Danny Lopriore's done really well, and his brother does really well. But I'm talking like guys like, you remember King Batch?
Yeah.
King Batch has got millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter. Has been on television. He's had acting roles before. A lot of these folks transitioned to Twitch. Actually, one of my favorites, his name is Chris Melberger. Streams live on Twitch and was one of the a very early adopter to that after Vine started to go down. And these folks just get into content and they get this following. And I think a lot of them are probably paid to tell jokes on Twitter to an extent. But you know what? Fuck it. If you're making money, it's incredible.
Give me that skrill, absolutely.
I think Logan Paul and his brother Jake got a lot of clout for Vine, and so did like that Rudy Mancuso. He's
still an artist now, right?
Yeah, he's very popular still, and it was definitely Vine.
You know what? Shawn Mendes started on Vine.
Yeah,
singing 6-second clips.
He would just kill it.
And
then I thought that was the director. I was like, damn, he really came up.
Not 1917 Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, like I completely forgot about Logan Paul and Jake Paul, as much as I fucking can't stand those guys.
Yeah,
they made it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can't fight Antonio Brown anymore because he's in jail. Or
he's in jail.
He's up.
On bond, he can't go anywhere. He can't do nothing.
That's right.
Colin, did you have any favorite Vines that just come to mind?
So I watched a guy named Cody Ko all the time, and a lot of inappropriate things were said on there, but just some of the things, some of the just like
really funny actually.
Yeah, some of the shit that he would put out was just and I want to keep it somewhat family friendly, but those were the types of Vines that I still go and I still watch to an extent.
Yeah, what about you had it wasn't Getter. Who was the other guy? Getter, who's the other guy? The Sawdu guy.
He and Cody Ko are doing like a TV series now, like a mini series.
Nick Coletti.
Saw, dude.
That was a great one.
That was a movement.
The other guy. Did you guys watch that show, that Facebook show with Jimmy Tantro and like the Saudi guy and like
the Real Bros of Simi Valley?
Yes. Did you watch that?
That's what I was talking about. Their miniseries they made.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's so funny. It's actually laugh out loud.
There's
so funny.
There's a scene where Coletti like tries to fight a baby.
Yeah, I remember that was great.
Why the fuck's your baby staring at me, bro? Tell your fucking baby to stop staring unless he wants problems.
Yeah, no, there's so much dumb best drama of all time.
Yeah, and those guys all started on Vine.
True.
Yeah, I miss Vine, and I'm glad it's semi coming back. And I don't even understand why it went away. Because it was perfect. It was perfect the way it was. And what Twitter bought it, I guess, and just decided to fucking delete it along with everyone's fucking hard worked Vines that they created.
Such a devastating move.
Absolutely devastating. All right. Well, yeah, you guys could download this bite. I guess it's pretty similar. But
TikTok has also done some similar stuff, I feel like, as well. A lot of those creators are there. And yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's like for kids, for children.
No, I agree. And I just regret not saving those Vines because I'm like trying to remember the ones that would just fucking make me die laughing, and you can't go back into the archives, which sucks.
Yeah,
well, that's a big old bummer.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch Evan Breen?
Probably.
Long-haired, like California guy would always.
That's the guy I was gonna do. That's the guy I was gonna try.
He always like does ones about being high.
Funniest ones, I'm pretty sure.
Dude,
is he the blind guy in the basement? He's just like,
yes.
What does he say? Oh my god.
Which one are you thinking of?
The one about dying? He's like, yeah, you're dying, dude.
Yeah. LA Turtle is his
LA Turtle is his username. It's hilarious.
He's actually super funny. He was my favorite, to be honest.
You're dying. What? You're dying, dude. Fucking.
I'm gonna watch a compilation of all Evan Breen. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've actually that's in my YouTube most recent. So
brilliant. Good most recent bid.
All right, let's go to the next set of news. Marvel Studios sent animated Howard the Duck and Tigra the Dazzler shows to the chopping block, further whittling down any properties Marvel Television's once aspired to bring to life. The former of the shows of which was set to be produced by Kevin Smith and air on Hulu. So I'm assuming a lot of you guys, this is more like Smithers type news and would mean more to him. I'm assuming a lot of you aren't familiar as much with Howard the Duck. I mean, we had Howard the Duck, I believe, make a little cameo in, was that Endgame or was that Guardians? It was one of those. I know it was
Probably Guardians
of the Galaxy. But anyways, do you guys have a Marvel character that you want to see get its own animated show? We had Deadpool was about to get an animated show made by Donald Glover, but that fell through. Are there any other characters in the
that would have
MCU?
been a bummer. I would have loved to see that. Deadpool with Donald Glover. That'd been a great matchup. But I would see a Loki. I like the trickster side of things. I could see if it's like one of those Deadpool style like animated cartoons, which they wouldn't do. But I would love to see like a Loki like playing tricks on people, but also helping people at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, Colin?
Honestly, I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a little expansion of Guardians of the Galaxy for sure. I'd like to see like Rocket just, get a little more screen time. I think it'd be good, but probably the most expensive of all of them to make because the voice actor would be still have to be Matthew or Brad. What the fuck? Who is it again?
Cooper?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You have to pay Bradley Cooper because he's already animated.
What about Drax? And you have Batista voicing him.
I feel like Drax and Rocket would like their show would be in the same universe and they would just be there all the time. I think it'd be excellent.
Yeah.
What about Krog or that? The guy who's
the Taika Waititi.
yes.
Yeah.
He's the blue rock guy from from Thor Ragnarok. His dry humor, I could totally be all about seeing an animated show with him starring.
Yeah, that would be good. You're talking about Korg.
Korg, thank you.
Yeah.
What did I call him? Krog?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Next set of news is Breaking Bad. Vince Gilligan is predicting that the spinoff Better Call Saul that he co-created will have a better series ending than Breaking Bad. Is this even possible? I don't think it is.
This is just a news article. He's just trying to get people to start watching Better Call Saul again.
I don't think he needs people to watch it though. I think a lot of people do watch it, right?
I forgot that it was still on. I don't know.
Really?
It's no Breaking Bad. I stopped watching it probably season 3. What season is it?
It's maybe 6 or 5. Yeah.
Concludes its 6th and final season. Is it airing now? Like when does it even air?
I think it's coming out sooner. It's already out. I have no idea.
See?
That's just well, I'm up to date on it, kind of, unless the new season dropped already. I've caught up on the latest season, but that's a show where I get to it. I'll watch it eventually, but it's not one of those that drops and I'm like, oh, I'm binging it right now.
Okay.
What about you, Colin? You watch Better Call Saul at all?
I do not. That's I have a hard time with television shows. It's not unless it's something that really, really piques my interest.
Or you can binge it.
Yeah, I mean, even that in that circumstance, I've got some like pretty strong opinions about content, as you can tell from my horror genre.
Yeah. Right.
But like, I'm under the impression that when I get home from work or the gym or it's a Saturday and I'm chilling, I can either like watch and pretend I'm in a fake universe, or I can go and play in one and do it all myself and have control over it. So I play video games more than TV, and it's not close.
That checks out. You like to be in control.
Hello, that's a big me.
Are there any series finales that you think are just? Do you have any favorite series finales, Brick? Like, what's your top series finale of all time?
Game of Thrones. Just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Rip.
Mine, if I had to pick one, would definitely be if it was any series of anything, it would definitely be BioShock series. It's a video game. I thought the series, the way that ended, was brilliant. It was 10 years ago, but I was like jaw dropped and like had to pace the back and forth in my room. Like, what in the world did I just experience? That was like the yeah. So, if it was a show series finale, I don't know. I don't want to say The Sopranos, but I was like, is this over? So not The Sopranos. I don't know. That's a tough one. Not Seinfeld.
how pissed were you about the Seinfeld finale?
It was fine.
Yeah.
What I could do?
You watching the new Curb?
Of course.
So good.
30,
so good.
There was like 30 little minor like aggressions in the whole show. It was great. They just kept pivoting.
So good. Larry
All
David's
the little
a
jokes
genius.
were brilliant. Yeah, he's so good. There was a Seth Meyers and Larry David had Larry David was on Seth Meyers' show, and they did like a 7-minute like little video of Larry David being the social assassin that he is, and just like bringing up all these things in the office, just like, no one wants to go to your house for dinner. We see you all the time, like just like all these ridiculous things, and he just was so spot on. Highly recommend that video. I'll drop it in the Discord. Actually, it's so good, so worth a watch.
Leon JB Smooth had the first episode with him was just fucking too good.
Tapping hours is brilliant.
Oh my god,
man, that's tapping hours.
Oh man,
long ago, Larry.
That would be my recommendation. We'll get to it later, but yeah, gotta go with Curb. New season of Curb that just dropped.
Let's go.
All right. Next up is supposedly Bambi is the next one on deck for a Disney live action remake.
Pow!
Fuck this shit. Like they need to stop making these. It's getting to the point, or they need to at least wait like 4 years.
What do you mean wait 4 years? When did Bambi come out?
He means 4 years in between the movies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No. Bambi came out in like 1942, I think, or something. No, it's like 59. I think it's one of the oldest Disney like well put together animated films. Hold on, let's look this up right now. Bambi.
I think it's 42.
Oh yeah, it's 42. It's in the notes there. Never mind. Are there any of these that you would actually like to see next? Any animated Disney film, like a classic?
I think in 10 years they could do a really funny Toy Story version,
Live action Toy Story?
like a live action Toy Story.
That'd be so weird.
Like, yeah, I think it'd be like the way that they can film angles and CGI like people big and small. I think it'd be fucking hilarious to have, McConaughey play Woody or some dumb shit like that.
What about
a cowboy hat?
What about like a super tweaky Fantasia directed by Tarantino or something?
Ooh,
But it's not. Yeah,
you need
it's
to take acid just to fucking exist in that universe.
just trippy. as hell.
Fantasia would be actually awesome, I gotta say.
Emperor's New Groove.
Live, yes.
Because we've got
could do
Mulan
that.
coming out, right?
We
Yeah,
have
dude,
Mulan.
Emperor's New Groove would be a great one, actually, because you actually could just do that easily. Just make someone a llama.
Lady and the Tramp came to Disney Plus a couple months ago.
That's right. I haven't seen that yet. But nor do I really care to. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I had children to show these videos to, I'd be more interested in it, But,
Yeah.
You will soon, so you'll be watching all those goodies.
Of course, Tarzan, man, just Tarzan on repeat. Phil Collins.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Fucking great.
Hold on.
All right. Last fucking news segment here is an Anaconda reboot is in the works with Sony. Supposedly the Divergent writer is doing the script. Other than that, the studio hasn't set up any producer, director, or actors. They're just, I guess, getting a writer to start fucking putting this thing together.
Let me write it.
I don't know. Are we going to get a J-Lo and Ice Cube return? I hope so. Because other than that, the movie was fucking dog shit, in my opinion. I personally, I put this in like the category of Tremors. Like this is a Tremors type of movie. Same with like Lake Placid. Like those all kind of fall into their own realm.
Crawl.
I haven't seen Crawl. I actually heard that was
either,
decent.
But I heard it was good. Yeah. Someone in our Discord's loving Crawl, or one of their. No, I think it was on Watch It Like. The co-host loves it.
Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a motherfucking plane.
Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
Anyways, Tremor fucking over anything. Tremors was fucking.
The movie was nuts. I accidentally watched that movie when I was like 13 on television, and it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the only thing I know about Ice Cube is that he's playing at Red Rocks on 4/20/20, which is hilarious.
What? Who's he
Red
playing with?
Rocks.
Like Snoop Dogg and shit?
I don't know if he. I would assume he has something big planned if he's playing at Red Rocks at 420.
Yeah, he's gonna be high as shit.
Yeah, he's gonna be super duper high. So that should be pretty fun.
Anything else on this? I don't. It's fucking stupid that they're trying to reboot this. Whatever. At least have J-Lo in it and have her fucking.
I think that might be
banging
the
ass bod in
easiest. Yeah, it might be the easiest plot of all time to like pick out beforehand.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into the movie review of the week?
No, we need to get into Deer Simulator first.
You want to talk Deer Simulator?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, dude.
All right. So to our listeners out there, this was actually the final set of news I sent. Is I forwarded on this link to it was on IGN, and I don't know what the fuck this is, but it looks like it could just be a game developed straight from Brick's fucking brain. It's literally a Deer Simulator, and it's like Deer with 5 E's, so it's Deer Simulator, and you shoot fucking machine guns, and he walks around on his fucking 2 hooves. And he swings from trees by his neck, but I don't know, Brick. What the fuck is happening in this?
You dance with pedestrians in very weird ways. This looks like it's like GTA mixed with Goat Simulator, mixed with like Octodad, because this is like a deer is like, I'm watching the trailer right now. A deer is riding a zebra, and there is a human with antlers chasing you. And just nothing makes sense in this. Nothing makes sense at all. Like there's cops, and the cops are different animals. Apparently, there's the first level is like lamb cops. Lamb cops, hilarious.
Yo, lamb cops.
Get it?
Okay, yeah,
Get it?
And
I
then
dropped the link in the chat, by the way, for the listeners if you want to check the shit out.
Good. All of a sudden, he gets an upgrade, and he literally has pistols as antlers, and he's just shooting everything now, and it's like Grand Theft Auto style. Just do whatever you want, mayhem. I will say the funniest game that I have ever played still to this date, where I was in tears laughing, is Octodad. It's like a PlayStation exclusive where you're playing multiplayer, and you're an octopus in a real world. Like you're an octopus like dressed in a suit, and your family and everyone thinks you're just a regular dude, but you're just like bashing everything because the controls are like super hard. And if it's multiplayer, so but you're both on one controller. So one person controls his left arm and his left leg, and the other person controls his right arm and his right leg. So you're just like slapping everything, and everyone like is acting like it's normal. It's the funniest, most ridiculous thing. I was in tears.
Wait, is this an Oculus, like a VR game?
No. This was like from 7 years ago, probably. Octodad. Oh. It won like Game of the Year because it was literally the funniest thing.
Oh my god!
I played VR the first time the other day, like in an actual like lounge. We rented out 2 bays and just did Pavlov's for 2 hours, and it was so.
You should have texted me. I could have played with you.
I don't know like how the online thing worked, but it was fucking hilarious because we were just doing the fucking dance moves in VR, and I don't think I've ever laughed harder.
Amazing. I was debating getting a dancing game. I think there's a couple different dance games, but VR is hilarious.
Brick, are there any other games in VR right now that are fucking a must play for you?
Right now I'm playing Asgard's Wrath, which is an open world RPG where you open up, you're in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by all these different warships from like wooden warships, like that kind of era. And then all of a sudden a giant kraken opens up before you, and you're looking up at this giant kraken, and Loki is fighting him, the god Loki.
What the
And so Loki all of a sudden is like, here, take this sword and kill the kraken. And so you have to fight this giant kraken, just like, it's insane. And then apparently you are under Loki's wing. Like after you beat the kraken, he like takes you under his wing and kind of explains to you how to be a god, because you're a newly formed god, and your god power is the god of animals. So on your quest, you can grab certain animals and then create them into NPCs, non-playable characters. And then just like the first mission is you grab a shark and make a shark person, and he helps you on your journey while you're like fighting all these zombies and shit that are just like taking over this open world.
What the fuck?
It's insane. It's a lot of fun. And that's like the first real big game. I need to get Pavlov VR still. I'm currently 10th in the world in this football game. It's great. You get to like draw plays, and then you're just like lobbing, just throwing 80-yard Jameis Winston bombs, throwing picks or throwing touchdowns. It's great. The best one though is Google VR, because it's Google Maps, but they have all these different like videos of time lapses, so you can go to all these different actual locations, like Rome. You can go literally anywhere in the entire world, and then they have different time lapses. You can see the sunset over the Christ the Redeemer, and just like it's weird, but it's amazing. So those are like the must plays, I would say.
If I got VR, I would be fucking playing for way too long.
You can't play for too long, or else you kind of. For me, it gets a little dizzy. I just like to do it in waves. I like to do it in waves.
You'll just never escape virtual reality.
Yeah, dude. I'm scared to do that. There's like horror ones that are gonna be terrifying. I think half the games are like, explore this haunted mansion and see if you can find your way out, and I'm just like,
not Colin's thing. Too scary.
I'm scared of it. Like that's that Black Mirror shit, dude.
All right, should we get into the review for the gentleman?
Yes.
Couldn't agree more there, chap.
Should we get into fucking review for the gentleman, eh?
I couldn't. You do the Irish. I think I'm gonna go Southern Wealth. I don't know where that wave of voice went though. That was like a nobody. Continue.
I'm already in the character, man. I'm doing these things with the Irish accent. So
I'm trying to get there.
So let's dive into the plot a bit, eh, lads? So we have the gentleman just released. We have Charlie Hunnam, Matthew McConaughey. What we have going on is Matthew McConaughey playing Mickey Pearson. He's an American expatriate who becomes rich by building a marijuana empire in London. When the world gets out, he's looking for cash out of his business. It soon triggers an array of plots and schemes. And from those who wants his fortune, we don't know. There's a lot of characters in here that I thoroughly enjoyed. What about you guys? What about you lads?
Well, I will say that, speaking from a Southern gentleman like myself, I would say that Colin Farrell was absolutely stole the show, and it was just riveting to watch every scene that he was in. Do you guys agree?
Are you having trouble doing the accent there?
I can't do the accent today. I don't know what's going on. I can't grab it.
You're screaming in the mic, lad.
I apologize.
Hey, take it down a tick or two,
I kind of want to do the Irish accent now. It kind of sounds like a lot of fun. Plus, Colin Farrell was my favorite character.
It sounds more like you're fucking a Scottish guy with that one, lad. Anyways, we have a lot of cunts being said in this movie, don't we?
So many cunts were said. Even McConaughey's dropping cunts left and right.
I will tell you one thing. When I was in London about 6 months ago, everyone drops cunts. If you're offended by cunts, do not go to London, lad. I'm telling you right now.
What does a British accent sound like? Can I go British?
Are you still trying to figure it out, you motherfucker?
Trying to figure it out.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's dive into the cast a bit. Here with the cast, we have, like I said, Matthew McConaughey. Spectacular job. Matthew McConaughey is playing the main protagonist. We have Charlie Hunnam, Mickey Dockery, who did a great job. Henry Golding, Dry Eyes. What did you guys think about his performance? This is one of the first movies we've seen Henry Golding in. What do you think?
Crazy Rich Asians.
What do you think, Colin?
I liked him. I thought he played a pretty nice role. I think that the character itself, like in the storyline, was kind of predictable to an extent. I think you kind of see where he was going with it, especially after like the big. Well, I won't give anything away, but the first real interaction you have with him as a character, I think you pretty well understand the type of person he's going to be, and I thought he played it awesome.
God damn it! Oh wait, what the fuck am I? I thought Dry Eye. I thought, first of all, stupid name. Why even have I thought they could have really upped the game when it came to the villains. Even the buying partner, Jeremy Strong, where he played Matthew. I wasn't sure how I felt about his, he's very rich and from the States, and I think that your evaluation actually has gone down, and maybe it'll go up though. But I don't know. I just didn't. From coming from Succession to like that role, I didn't like the pivot there. I don't know.
I thought his accent was tough. I thought like everything else about the movie was pretty serious, and then his accent was just a fucking joke.
He was trying to be a very tough guy, but he was kind of sounding more like Dr. Evil when he was talking. And your crab people are just not going to do it for me, Matthew. That was like I could do that accent. It was terrible, but
that's better than your other ones combined.
It was.
So I'm thinking my favorite performance out of all this whole cast is you got to give it to Colin Farrell. We haven't seen him in a long time. It's been about 2 or 3 years where he's finally come out and shown us his full potential. He's playing the coach. The coach is one of the most badass characters, I would say, in the whole film.
I thought he was the most likable too, because you don't know where he stands, but you also do know where he stands. Like he's kind of that gray area of not the law. I don't want to say that, but he's like trying to show these kids how to be actual adults in this kind of rough and tough neighborhood. But he's like good intention, but also he's just a psycho badass. So it's like it's a fun line that he plays.
I liked. I think my favorite character was Raimundo.
Ooh,
Charlie Hunnam.
I think Hunnam played such a perfect right-hand man to McConaughey in that movie. Composed, cool, calm, collected almost all the time. But when he loses his shit, you don't want to be the person who's on the other end of it. When we get into the spoilers, I've got an example. When McConaughey asks him to do a certain task, and you can just kind of see the disgust on his face, like, I don't want to do that. And I thought their banter back and forth was pretty good. And Hunnam just, the work he did with Hugh Grant for a majority of that, the way that the story's told, I think was awesome. I think his back and forth with Grant and how he kind of just played that, kind of nice and tidy guy with a pretty nice, nice house, a nice bottle of scotch, etc. I thought was really great. But then low key, if I had to pick another one, be Bonnie.
Bonnie. I'm breaking character, by the way.
Yeah.
That was fun while it lasted, but fuck, I don't think I could do it the whole time.
It's hard to do. You just don't have the mental capacity to do it, you idiot.
No, Bonnie was great. I would really agree with you on that. I don't know.
How do you feel about how they were dressed? The fashion.
Ernie and the Boys was the best by far.
The fashion was great.
Fashion was impeccable.
Ernie and the Boys, Colin Farrell. I mean, Matthew McConaughey and Charlie Hunnam. Everybody was dressed like sharp dressed. It was awesome. I need to get those ridiculous jumpsuits.
Yeah, I need them.
Those were so ballin'.
As I was saying, everyone, like especially Americans that haven't been to the UK or Ireland or whatever, they're going to be taken back by just how many cunts are dropped, because cunt has a very different effect in America if you say it. Watching this movie, you get it as they keep dropping it more and more. You kind of understand the usage of it, but fuck, man, every other word was just like, you fucking dirty cunt.
I traveled in Australia in college, and that's home of the cunt, and that's what you call your boys.
Yeah,
you walks in the door, but oi, cunt!
Yeah. What up, you cunt?
Yeah, they fucking love it, and it doesn't mean what it means here, and people are probably a little bit less sensitive.
Yeah, no, I have in my notes here, like, I was like, oh, I like how close to the chest Charlie Hunnam plays his role. And then I just say, the next one down is, they say cunt so much.
What'd you guys think about the plot overall?
I was engaged. I liked the concept of it. I mean, I know you brought this up a little bit earlier, how it was a little slow to start, and that did worry me a little bit. But also, I felt like they got into a little bit of those alternative timelines in a way where it's like showing how you want to act versus how you actually act. And then I thought Matthew McConaughey's demeanor throughout the entire movie was so just clean and like to the point and just dope. Matthew McConaughey, boss art of the deal, negotiations. He's just like cold-blooded out there. He was fascinating to watch in that regard. They also do a lot of misdirection, and this one's up there. I liked this movie a lot.
Yeah, and jumping back to the very beginning, so I think for plot's sake, you have Big Dave, that editor, and how this all kind of starts is your Hugh Grant character is
Private
doing
investigator.
he's doing PI stuff, and he goes over to Charlie Hunnam's house. And what kind of took me out of it at the beginning was you get to understand that Hugh Grant is going to be telling this story, and that's where you're going to have those flashes of like what is happening.
Right.
And at the beginning it was a lot of back and forth of like being in the flashes and then being taken back to reality, where him and Charlie are conversing or something's going on. He's cooking a steak or doing things. So it was like a lot of back.
They're playing it close to the chest, so it is kind of how the story is being told. Like, this is a private investigator's point of view and how he how he saw it, how he thinks everything's playing out versus the real story, which is kind of what I was alluding to earlier about like the fake or reality versus alternate reality stuff. But
one thing that after seeing the movie and looking back, you really can appreciate, I think, about the beginning and the way that they had Hugh Grant telling the story from his perspective and the things that he's learned, is that those minor details, and they allude to them towards the end of the flick, but those minor details in the interaction between Hugh Grant and Charlie Hunnam are so important as to how the last 48 hours that catches you up to present actually go.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I thought that for me, like the way that, the cinematography kind of played out into that, and the way that they looped the plot from like the past, I don't know, call it a couple months or however long that transpired over into like what was currently going on was awesome. I loved the perspective, but yeah, definitely in the early stages when they're bantering back and forth, like about drinking the whiskey and take your fucking shoes off and like all that dumb shit when they're talking at the house. Like, yeah, it feels a little slow, but after you see the conclusion of how it all ties together, I think you realize that it was actually really cool.
You appreciate the power struggle that each one of those is kind of going through, as joking and playful as that interaction kind of is. It's all forms to that last couple of how it plays out, which is great. And I think it does give that some rewatch value too.
Yeah, and Colin, I would 100% agree that the one thing I was fearful of is when you look at this cast, you just see it stacked, and when you start bringing in a lot of characters like that, you kind of start to wonder like, okay, how are they going to tie everything in?
Sure,
but even when they were jumping to different characters, they did a really good job at making it clear as to where they were within the story, what was happening. And then, like you said, at the end, it had a really good tie up in how everything came together and everything was resolved, or what ended up happening. So,
and I got to give him credit, because I think that the way they wrote Hugh Grant's character accomplished all of that. He did such a good job of narrating the story while also explaining to Charlie Hunnam, why he was doing what he was doing and how he knew what he knew. That kept you in such a great chronological timeline that you never really got lost.
Yep.
Very Agreed. True. Also, they did have, I'm going to keep using sharp. They had sharp jokes in there too. Very situational, and they had some like witty lines that a lot of people in my theater really appreciated. So did I personally. But I mean, just some of how they didn't have any like specifically geared jokes, but it was just a lot of how they were interacting with each other brought in some funny dialogue.
Yeah, and they had a shit ton of really badass moments. Michelle Dockery's character, what's her name? Rosalind Pearson. Mickey Pearson's wife. Yeah, so she had some really badass scenes. I liked her character a lot.
Cold-blooded. She was cold-blooded, and that's why even through how Matthew McConaughey's demeanor, through how he holds it throughout the entire movie, and then at the end just kind of explains how everything has come to fruition, just is so rewarding. I felt like that was I felt the reward from everything that kind of transpired throughout the movie. So.
And some of the scenes I really appreciated too was when we had Hugh Grant's character Fletcher. He was narrating it, like you said, Brick, but there were some moments where he would just go off he would just go off and use his imagination as to what happened, and they're like, no, that fucking didn't happen. And he's like, all right, this is what happened.
Yeah.
They'd show scenes where you're like, holy fuck, that just went down, and they're like, okay, you're over exaggerating. No, that didn't happen.
That was that shit was so good. And
That's just expert writing.
Yeah, and he's like, it's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck he would say to him.
Because
Chekhov's gun to breaking the fourth wall was awesome. I want to just think leaving it at that would be great, but
yeah. And so, another part of the plot is Fletcher. He's trying to sell Charlie Hunnam that script and it's based on true events.
Script. It was such a little throw in the whole time.
Yeah, it's based on the true events of what happened, but some of it had to be exaggerated, and
it's Hollywood, baby. That's what's up.
It was overall. I thought this movie was great.
Is there anything you didn't like about the movie?
Like I said, I think it just started on a slow note, but it really picked up towards after like 30 minutes. It was you were fully invested in what was going on.
I think during the movie I was a little upset, like, and I don't want to get into spoilers yet, but like just it's how some of the actions against McConaughey's team transpired, and I had no idea really how. But then again, you pitch right back to the investigative journalism work that Fletcher was doing, and he brought me right back. So I was just like, how the fuck did they like do XYZ? But yeah. I think the only complaint I could have is that I think it got a little bit predictable until the very last twist.
Yeah,
and I'll elaborate on that in the spoiler section.
I'll just go back to reiterating that I think they could have had a better villain. They played the characters great, but the villain could have been a little stronger. But everything else was awesome.
Yeah, I think you would agree with me, Matt, or Brick. We never call you Matt. Is that I would like to see more of the coach and the boys. Colin Farrell's character.
He was brilliant. I can't get enough of his character. He was so dope.
And I was afraid at first because we were getting towards like the ending of the movie, and they didn't jump back to what was going on with him for a while. And I'm like, I really hope they bring him back into the swing of things, and they did. And he just
stole the show.
Yeah, he stole the show at the end.
Every time he was on camera, he stole the show. He couldn't stop. It was great.
Yep,
absolutely.
Tree.
That's Tree right there.
And then I love it.
Yeah, when he gives him the floor.
I love it, dude.
Okay. All right. So I really didn't have any notes of how we were going to get into spoilers, but for your listeners out there, we're going to get into spoilers. Turn this off or just come back later for recommendations. We're spoiling the shit out of this movie right now. The Gentleman. Guys, I didn't have anything, like I said, in the notes to start off the spoilers, but maybe we talk about that. Colin Farrell in saving Mickey Pearson's Charlie, and he's saving Mickey Pearson's ass too, the way from what he does.
So that's a question that I had that I'll come to, but to respond to your initial comments, the fact that Charlie said, look, once you help me figure out how they found our farm, then we can talk about you repaying the debt. Okay, that's fine. So we get to that point. He's got that guy in the back of the car named Fuck, which was honestly might have been the best fucking scene in the whole movie.
That's a fucking scene.
And it was in the trailer too.
He going?
It was in the trailer too. It was fucking awesome.
So good. Yeah, fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. It's so great. But so he goes to start repaying his debts. He makes the movie producer go out and fuck the pig, or the TV producer go out and fuck the pig, which honest to God was him explaining that back.
That's nightmare fuel. You say it.
Yeah, he goes, that's nightmare fuel. It was, so he did one thing, he did two things, and basically it was surprising to me that he was getting like that confident that he was okay, that he had paid his debt back after he just had his boys ransack a farm, and you've done two things to repay it. So I thought that was a little weird, but either way, then when he gets to 4 and he just holds up the 4 when he saved his ass at the end,
was a power move. Especially because that was like easily the biggest strike that he had, biggest help throughout the entire movie.
What do you guys think of the boys? So Colin Farrell's the kids he's watching him
Give me
training
a
in
spin-off
boxing.
immediately. Give me a spin-off immediately.
There's no way it won't, dude. It's too
Were the
good.
music videos that like UK kind of
Dude,
fucking rap they do?
grime
Was
rap,
that a little
dude.
corny? Yeah.
No, it was fucking tight. It was a great rap song too. I loved it.
Okay.
It was catchy, and they were just beating the shit out of people. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, and again, that goes back to the writing, and that goes back to some of the cinematography that we really enjoyed, because you're like, what's happening?
Well, that scene transpired right after like the deli scene where you had no fucking idea who Colin Farrell was in the movie, and then all of a sudden he just has these quick ass hands and beats the shit out of those little kids in the deli, and
Dude,
oh shit, that's the coach. And then he gets the phone call, and then all of a sudden his guys are in a fucking like weed grow house just beating the shit out of all these dudes.
They cut perfectly, because you're not sure who you want to root for at that point, because you're like, this is Matthew McConaughey's stash house. You're like, these guys are going to get absolutely beat up because they just keep bringing guys out. Oi, Charlie. Oi, Ralph. Oi. They just kept bringing people out, and then you're like, all right, these guys actually might be screwed.
I kept waiting for the guy to come out with a fucking 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Same. I was waiting for that too.
I feel like they don't do that in the UK though, or in any in Ireland or wherever. They agree, like, we're throwing down right now. This is what's happening.
Well, they were all
Just
carrying machetes.
Yeah.
Everybody had a fucking machete in that movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. Were there any death moments where you were just like, what the fuck?
I loved it when low-key, after both those people got thrown out of the windows, McConaughey is like, you got to invest into a parachute, man. And just like, subtle joke of all time.
Oh my god, you got to invest in some parachutes.
You got to start investing in parachutes.
Yeah, that was. I think
Were you satisfied with Dry Eye's death at the end?
Yes, I thought the way Matthew McConaughey came in there and approached it was brilliant. Just like how he explained everything, and just like, you're fucked.
Well, that situation just completely embodied Dry Eyes' character, right? Just greed above all else, because he had up to the point where he knew she was out of ammo after she popped his two boys. He could have gotten the fuck out, or he could have just beat her over the head and took her and left. But what does he do instead? Is he gets really greedy. He's got to go for all the marbles, and Matthew McConaughey says, "No, sir."
Yeah. Was there a Heidi Klum cameo?
I don't think so.
Are you sure? Remember that woman that was in the garage waiting for her car, and she had plans to be somewhere in 20 or 30 minutes?
She had a cycle class in 30 minutes.
Wasn't that Heidi Klum?
Was that? Maybe. I'm not seeing her in the cast.
That's a bummer. I definitely thought it was. Oh well, we'll ask. I'll ask.
So all right. So one thing that I had a semi complaint about, and maybe something, maybe not a complaint, maybe something I don't understand. So we go to rescue the Duke and Duchess's daughter from the heroin den. Got it. Mm-hmm. We push Russian aristocrat's son off the 30th floor. Got it. Russian guy's pissed off. That goes dormant till the very end. Got it. What were the boys doing at the end?
Were they trying to kill Matthew McConaughey?
I thought they were trying to kill because they made the phone call.
We know how to take care of.
We're going to take care of that Mickey Pearson stuff for you. Remember? And then they show him loading the gun.
Because he thought that the coach had a debt to pay. That's what.
Is that how you took it?
I thought they were trying to help
kill
Mickey
Pearson.
I thought so too. But also, I don't know.
But they also know how much of a big shot Mickey Pearson is after the coach is like, don't fucking ever do anything like that again. Like
you
telling
need to
him like,
learn your lesson.
Yeah, you cannot fuck with this guy. So at the same time, I'm thinking maybe there was some conversation in the background we just didn't get, and they were told the boys were just told, hey, you got to cover Mickey Pearson's ass, and this is what's happening.
I'm curious about that, because all of that was transpiring. Ernie knew and had heard about. I think he might have overheard the conversation about the Russian guy coming back to get him. Like, Mickey's not going to get picked up or whatever after his meeting. And then Ernie told his boys, but like, I need more content from them. I need a TV show. I need something to tell me what happened there. Obviously Mickey's alive. He got out of the car somewhere. That's fine. So it did leave it open to a sequel, but that whole last scene left me a little bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want for a sequel. that's what they wanted for everything, is to have it set up for a sequel, which please do. Please do.
They're 100% doing a sequel,
Yeah.
especially by that ending that we had.
Yeah. Everyone go see this. Are you going to rate it?
Yeah, let's rate it right now. Well, we should have rated it before we got into spoilers, but I'm going to say see it.
See it.
I'm gonna say stream it. I'm gonna say this is the number one movie to stream when it gets out onto Netflix, but I don't know if it's necessarily something that you need to go to the theater for.
Yeah, I also it was weird because their Thursday showing, the opening night showing that they had, was not, they didn't have Dolby or IMAX or anything for this one. So I think the theater experience could have been a lot better if you were pumping bass through like a Dolby Atmos theater. You know?
Oh, you should have came over to the Roosevelt Icon, baby.
Did they have it?
Dude, yeah, we were in the nice one, and I mean every theater at my home theater has fucking recliners, so it's incredible. But it was really nice with the upgraded visual and audio experience.
Yeah, Brick, what about you? Oh yeah, you said see it, right?
See it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied though right now with this being a January movie, and we're already off to a good start. Usually they throw some flops into January and February for for the movie watchers out there, but
a lot of whoopsies in the January months.
This is a solid cast. This is a solid movie, good story. They're gonna do a sequel with it, and it's gonna be a sequel that's gonna, if you watch the first one, you're gonna want to see the second one, I'm sure. So, anything else, boys? Anything else?
How about recommendations?
Colin, you got anything you're recommending? Any new anime or gaming
games?
Well, you already talked about that one game that's super realistic.
I'll not throw. So Escape from Tarkov. Definitely check it out on Twitch. I think you'll really enjoy the experience. Just from a differentiation standpoint. But let me throw a little.
Be streaming it soon?
I'm not sure. Probably not. That being said, I do want to throw an anime series in there that is maybe a little bit off the beaten path. Watched this about a month and a half ago, and it's called Promised Neverland.
I've heard about that.
It is not on Netflix. It is on Crunchyroll or Anime Dao or wherever you get your Japanese cartoon content from. But Promised Neverland is not even remotely close to any anime you've ever seen.
Is it just fucking weird?
It's got a very interesting, odd plot line about like an orphanage, and you find out very early on why the kids are all there, and the whole thing starts to develop. Twists and turns, all-time highs. You're going to recognize some of the voice actors, and they do a really nice job. The animation's great, but the plot line is it keeps you hooked for the first season, which is only 12 episodes. So it's a nice, short little season. Get you hooked on it. Great for binging.
Nice.
Promised Neverland.
And Colin, are you still doing your Twitch streaming for gaming and stuff?
Yeah, I do it a little bit. It's been a while since I've been able to hop in.
Have you just been crazy swamped at work, just getting crushed? Or
yeah, work is busy. I actually, it's a personal news, got engaged this fall. So
nice.
Been doing
congrats again.
Thank you very much. On top of some crazy work schedules and that job kind of settling in that I got back in the summer. Working on all the family stuff over the holidays, and now planning an entire wedding that's going to be November of next year.
Busy.
Yeah,
Very
it's just
nice.
been busy. So yeah, we're going to try in 2020 to get it back to a level where you can see the kid live on Twitch every now and again. But for right now, we've taken a little bit of a pause.
Yeah, for listeners out there, Reverend Rogue 10, follow this guy. Has some amazing clips, and when you jump on Twitch, would highly recommend watching your style of gaming. You're usually the last man standing, and it's kind of ridiculous how, especially with Apex, I would say like your rate of getting a chicken dinner or being on that last team is pretty good. You're usually that guy that's winning it for the team. So awesome gameplay you have, my man, my lad.
Thank you.
He's a Games Dean original. He's one of the first to get that Insta up, actually.
That's true.
Posting all them Rev clips.
That PUBG shit.
Quietly back on PUBG.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. Is PUBG just came out with a new map that basically everybody gets snipers, and
that's awesome.
It's a small map, and so it's like high-paced action, more or less, and it's fun. I mean, the hard part's finding those scopes, but it gets spicy real quick. It's a blast. So check out PUBG again, baby. It's back.
Dope. Is that your recommendation?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Well, I feel like I need to drop this. So, some big news for the Chumpcast. We have C2E2 coming up. I believe it's the last weekend in February. So that would be February 28th, 29th, and then March 1st, that weekend. The Chumpcast is going to be teaming up with the Chuckload of Comics YouTube channel, and we're going to have our own booth. C2E2 was generous and kind enough to listen to a pitch we had for like a podcast social media personality booth where we can have other podcasters and YouTube channels come in and request a time slot to kind of do their thing at our booth. C2E2 liked the idea and decided to give us the booth. So we're going to be at C2E2 all 3 days with the Chuckload of Comics channel. Check them out on YouTube. They do some awesome comic book news, movie news, TV news, everything nerd related.
Chuck has the ultimate radio voice.
Yes.
Does he not? He's got a perfect radio voice.
Chuck does it. He is that one take guy.
Such
Chuck
a pro.
He's
Such
a pro. He's a pro. Love Chuck. I love their whole channel.
Yeah.
His wife Sean is great as well. But anyways, yeah. So check us out if you're at C2E2, and we've booked a couple guests so far. I'm not gonna give them away, but there are some really good, really cool guests we're gonna have at the booth related to comic books, artists, writers, as well as just some personalities that you see in the pop culture within the pop culture realm. Yes. So check us out at C2E2. Big tings this year, guys. Big tings. We look forward to seeing you there.
Heck yeah. Thanks for coming on, Colin. You're the man.
Hey,
Yeah,
thanks
Colin.
for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
I will see you next week, Colin, for D&D. Let's go. Let's go. So pumped.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, this has been episode 179, The Gentleman Review. Like always, you can find us, text us, but we're at the Chumpcast on basically all social media platforms. Come hang out with us every weekend when we do our Twitch streams for our live episodes, or just message us if you want to just talk nerdy with us. But
Also, we want those suggestions for any of the Chumpcademy awards that are being nominated.
Yep. Early in the episode, we announced our Chumpcademy Awards categories. So we're going to be announcing those within Instagram, Twitter, and we want your nominees. Or if you have some categories you think might be nice as well. But anyways, that's all I had. Until next time, Chumps out. Motherfuckers! Peace.
Cheers.
All right, boys.